After 6 months in Parliament, the 2018 budget has been passed by the National Assembly with an increase to 9,120 billion naira, more than the 8.612 trillion naira earlier presented to it by President Muhammadu Buhari in November last year. The budget was passed at Wednesday's plenary with power, works and housing getting the lion's share. For more on this, we have with us in the studio public affairs analyst Doyin Johnson. Many thanks for joining us, Doyin.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Let's start with the increase. How does that sit well with you?
The increase, National Assembly has the constitutional right to work on the budget. But they have no constitutional right to increase the budget on the selfish interest. They have no right to jack up the budget of the country on their own constituency project. But as a legislator, who are the checkmate arms to the executive, they can amend they can work on the budget. If they want to increase the budget, their own budget supposed to have been in the appropriation bills right from the ministry or parastatal where their constituency projects are supposed to have been included. Now it's a big blow on Nigerian democracy. For us to have our legislator...
Sorry, I know my colleague wants to come in now, but let's just to
clarify. For us to have our legislator... To
clarify what you're saying now.
For us to have our legislator to have jack up budget to their own, strictly because of their constituency project.
Yes, let's try and understand where this jack up occurred. One of it has to do with the statutory charges, of course, which has to do with some of the money which goes to the National Assembly and the judiciary. But another part of that increase also will go into the sinking fund, which will take care of the debt, the matured bonds that we have, that will take care of some of our debts at international and national. So we understand that it's not solely just for the National Assembly. I'm just trying to set the stage, so you can continue with your point.
Back to our discussion.
Yes.
I've said it. Anywhere they think that something is wet, the budget is not as it's supposed to be, as a checkmate to the executive arms of the government, they're supposed to send the budget back to the appropriate quarters for them to have done the amendment. I don't know why they keep the budget for 6 months, which has been the first of its kind since 1999 that we have brought this democracy back to Nigeria. Since year 2000, we have been passing budget in this country, and a budget of 12 months, they have spent 6 months on the table of our legislator. And upon that, they could not be able to fine-tune through the appropriate channels for them to have the right corrections on the budget. They have right to amend.
Okay, now the budget has been passed, and we already know where the monies have been shared. We have power taking a lion's share, and some of, there have been reactions towards, how the budget has been, shared. But what's your take generally? Because power, which houses with power, the ministry has power, works and housing, which is handled by Fashola. So the money itself, for that ministry itself, isn't it fair enough?
When you look at Nigerian problem, one of our major problems, to be sincere to ourselves, is power. The lack of power, the bad power supply, the low power outrage has caused unemployment. Dunlop is no more in Nigeria, Michelin is no more in Nigeria, most of the manufacturing companies are no more in Nigeria. So automatically, if they're having a better budget or higher budget for the Ministry of Power, I think it's good. But education is very, very important. Right. Security is key. Health is also important. So all those things have to take into consideration. So they should not just say, because you cannot just build a Rome. A Rome was never built in a day. It's a gradual process. It's a developmental project. So in this aspect, the National Assembly, if they want my position, they have right to, as a legislator, to put corrections to where they think they are supposed to be amendments on the budget. But it's not supposed to be increased and passed without going to the appropriate quarter for the normal process.
Appropriate quarters like where? Yeah,
thank you very much. Like that of Ministry of Power and Housing. Yeah. It's supposed to have come through the ministry. They are not supposed to single-handedly jack it up.
Well, before they came up with all this, they invited the ministries and the parastatals to come and defend the budget. Yeah. And some will say because the fundamentals are really strong right now, the price of crude is being hiked. So it's a good thing, really, that it's a win-win situation in the long run. That's what some people will say.
You know what I want to say?
Yes.
My position, the budget should be probed.
Okay, fine. But let's stay with the power now. Do you think what we need really in the power sector to revamp that sector is more money? Is that what we need?
The money is what we need. Because when you look at it, the sector has been privatized. And the federal government still keeps spending money. So I cannot really understand the details or what they mean by that. There's a generating companies, they are generating company, they are distribution company. You understand what I'm saying now? So that terms has not been clear to Nigerians, if I'm not mistaken. Because I don't see a reason why we privatize something. We having, let's agree Nigeria is having a higher percentage of the shares, which is 51%. So why are we keep pumping money and more every day on that sector?
Okay, aside from all that now, we hope that this issue is looked into, which is implementation, because the budget has been passed 6 months after it was presented to the National Assembly, and there are skeptics on what this budget might hold or what it might give to the generality of Nigerians. So what is your, how optimistic are you now that this budget will meet the demands of the average Nigerian, even though it's been passed at this time?
You know, Nigerian budget has been a problem for the past 3 years. I must be sincere with you, the budget and the National Assembly, anything that will not favor their person, they hardly take it serious. To be sincere to ourselves, they are working in their own way, but many Nigerians are not satisfied by their performance. We must be sincere to ourselves. The way they operating is on selfish agenda. The budget should be scrutinized. I've said it severally. It must be scrutinized. The budget of power is okay. The housing, I don't know. But that of education is also important. Security is important. The constituency project should be, go and do your findings. I've done some findings before I come down here. You heard that's what I'm saying now, and I'm still on my findings. I'll do a publication more on that. But the findings should be more deeper. The budget is strictly on the average Nigerian, not satisfied with it.
All right.
All right, let's leave it at that. Thank you very much, Doyin Johnson, Public Affairs Analyst, for your contributions.
And the take-home is that Nigerians are not satisfied with the budget that's been passed. That's what you've said. Okay. All right. Many thanks for that.